Oh, it's been a while since it's happened, my friends, but I've gotten something wrong on the channel, and with a crime, there must come a punishment. This week on the channel, I talked about a possible new Shrek redesign for the upcoming reboot slash fifth film. It was recently discovered by people attending the Universal parks. It looked like a very different Shrek than we were used to, and a lot of us, including myself, believe this was possibly the new redesign of Shrek, only for it to later be found out it was actually just some old rendered promo material. But you gotta admit, this still does not look like the Shrek we grew up with. They changed my boy up. Nevertheless, I was wrong, and I don't like to lie to you guys, so as my punishment, I'll sit here with Lord Farquaad's hair as Shrek and Donkey dance to my failure.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool.
But with that now out of the way, we can move forward with some juicy movie news content to talk about, because it has been a dry week. Not a whole lot was going on, which is why I was desperate with some of that Shrek content. Which, fun fact, wasn't the first time I was desperate for some Shrek. Now hear me out. But a couple of the things we're going to be talking about here today is we have the confirmation Glen will be returning to the Chucky franchise. We have San Diego Comic-Con coming up, and we have both DC and Marvel popping up there talking about what they're going to bring to the table and what they're hiding. Also talking about these Barbie set photos, because I cannot remain silent on them. That along with so much more. So I'm going to need you movie fans to give me your opinions down below with everything we discuss here today. You guys are the absolute best, and I thank you for your patience when I get stuff wrong or when content is going slow. But I also want to thank the person that's made this hot Texas summer so bearable, and that is of course Jarritos, because they still supporting your boy. Jarritos is the summer beverage you need to keep you refreshed and cool in these hot times, with over 12 different flavors to choose from, made with real sugar, none of that high fructose corn syrup. You can pick up a variety pack at your local Walmart or your grocery store of your preference. Using the link in my description, you can find a local retailer that is selling Jarritos near you. If you watch my channel, you know my go-to flavor is lime. Unfortunately, I have drank all my lime, so your boy's gonna have to settle for pineapple with this side flick. And I got my Batarang bottle opener to do it. One chance. Don't look like a fool in front of your fans. Let's do this. You're a man. Oh, this is taking you longer than it should. So just know if you buy a Jarrito this summer, you're supporting me, and that means the world to me. Thank you again to Jarritos for sponsoring today's video. With that out of the way now, starting things off here with today's side flick, let's do some trailer trash. Because as you guys know, one man's trash is another man's treasure. And we have here the recently released Hocus Pocus sequel that a lot of people have been anticipating. And well, the sequel that'll be dropping on Disney Plus decided to release their first teaser trailer, and it looks fun. It looks like it's basically telling a very similar story to that first movie and just gonna do it with like a bit of a modern twist, which I think is perfectly fine. I was never really like a huge fan of the Hocus Pocus movie. Like, I enjoy it, but if there was a Disney Halloween classic that I would want them to make a sequel or remake, it would definitely be Halloween Town. Nevertheless, this teaser was perfectly fine, and I know it's gonna satisfy a lot of people, so I'm gonna give it a treasure. I gotta know though, from some of you more hardcore Hocus Pocus fans, are you excited for the sequel and this teaser trailer? Moving on to the movie news side of things, it's been a while since we've talked about an upcoming movie that not a lot of people are talking about, but it has a premise that intrigues me, so it's worth bringing up. You guys might know the man, the myth, the legend himself, Ned, aka Jacob Batalon. He was recently just cast in a new upcoming horror movie with Scream Gems titled Horrorscope, with a premise that reads, the story follows a group of college friends who, after getting their horoscopes read, begin dying in ways connected to their fortune. Are their fates fatal, or can they change what's written in the stars? This is like some cheesy horror movie goodness. Ain't no way this thing is gonna come out being amazing. It's a possibility, but this right here just has all the makings of like a dumb fun horror movie you throw on a Saturday night, you watch it with some junk food, and you forget about it the next week. But that's kind of a fun premise that I'm surprised hasn't been done before. You read your horoscope, it says something like, be wary of the dark because it might lead to tragedy, and then that means don't walk into an alley or stay in a dark room because you'll fall and die, Final Destination style. So I think there's actually some creative things they can do here, whether they decide to go the R-rated route or PG-13 route and play it safe. I think having Jacob Batalon in there is a big plus for the movie. Everybody recognizes him from Spider-Man, and we've seen Tom Holland and Zendaya succeed outside of the Spider-Man franchise, it's time for Jacob to have that for him. So I throw it off to you guys. Are you interested in a movie called Horrorscope starring Jacob Batalon, and do you think this premise warrants an interesting film? Next up here, we finally have a release date for the upcoming Ghostbusters Afterlife sequel. You guys know here, I really enjoyed that recent Ghostbusters movie. I think it brought back the franchise to a more respectable spotlight, because before that movie came out, fans were divided, angry, toxic, and a lot of that had to do with the previous Ghostbuster movie. But Afterlife seemed to have united a lot of fans, gave us some of the things we wanted, and looked forward to the future ahead. Recently, during Ghostbusters Day a couple of weeks ago, I made a video talking about some of the announcements they made where they confirmed the sequel. They said things like it would again follow the same cast. This time it would take place in New York, where they would be reopening the original firehouse from the first Ghostbusters, and they even had an animated movie in the works with Sony Pictures. Well, here now we know that December 20th of 2023, the movie will officially be released, making me wonder, are we getting a Christmas-themed Ghostbuster movie? That would be kind of fun. Some ghost busting in the snow, some winter-type ghosts. A December release date is kind of a big deal for a lot of movies, because just like with a summer release date, those Christmas release dates, they get eaten up fast. There's always a lot of movies coming out there, and if I'm not wrong, I think they're releasing some new Star Wars movie on that current day, if not maybe an Avatar film or something else. So the fact that this Ghostbuster movie wants to come out during Christmas time, where it's always jam-packed with huge movies to get families going on Christmas Day, I feel like that Sony's showing a lot of faith in this next movie, it being a really big event, and you know what? Count me excited for it. What do you guys think about Ghostbusters Afterlife coming out next December? Do you think it'll be holiday themed? Alright, something here I've been itching to get off my chest is we gotta talk about these Barbie set photos, man. So if you haven't been on my TikTok page, which you should be, come on now, 3C Films, it's a lot of fun there. I've been talking about these constant Barbie set photos that we're getting that just kind of get me insanely hyped for this movie. Like, I can't believe how fun this film looks. Of course, we got the official looks at Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling's Ken. That already sold me on the movie on its own, because it looked like it was going in a very fun direction. And then we were treated to some photos with them in this sort of cowboy getup, and I'm like, okay, what are they doing in this film? What warrants them getting in this cowboy outfit? And then next thing you know, most recently, we got them in a matching outfit roller skating. How do you not see Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling in these outfits, knowing the movie is a live action interpretation of Barbie with Greta Gerwig as director, Academy worthy director, I might add? This movie I think is gonna surprise a lot of people, and just looking here at this one set photo that has me dying of Will Ferrell, who is in the movie, playing the CEO of a toy company who is also rollerblading along with, I'm guessing, his executive board. I am just curious to what this movie is about. Is this kind of like the fake story of how they sold the Barbie rights to make the actual toy, and Will Ferrell is this evil CEO who wants the rights to Barbie and Ken? I don't know, but there's just something so funny about all these set photos. They have me hyped. If anyone out there was doubting the Barbie movie, are you still doubting it after these photos? Do they make you excited? Do you not care at all? I gotta know your thoughts on some of these set photos for the Barbie film. Another movie that we keep getting constant news about that always is surprising me is Sony's upcoming Madam Web movie. This week we got another cast member added to the already stacked Madam Web movie that I'm like, Sony, what are you making here? We have here Deadline reporting that Emma Roberts has joined Sony's Marvel pick, aka Madam Web. So let me round it up for you again. We have Emma Roberts, Dakota Johnson, Sydney Sweeney, Celeste O'Connor, and Isabella Merced. All insanely beautiful and talented women. What are you planning here, Sony? Like, my mind looks at this cast and thinks, oh, each one of them has to play some sort of Spider-Man variant. Because we've already been hearing all these details that Madam Web is supposed to be Sony's Doctor Strange character. And that even though they'll be changing the origin and powers of Madam Web, it'll still be a movie about a character that can see into the Spider-Verse. And that really just makes me think each one of these actresses is going to play some sort of important Spider-Man character, whether that's Black Cat, Spider-Gwen, Spider-Woman, Spider-Girl, Silver Sable, really any character character that's ever interacted with Spider-Man, these girls could be playing one of them. But the other intriguing thing that's been circulating about Madam Webb, and this comes from an interesting source. You guys might know fellow movie YouTuber John Campea. If you're not too familiar with him, he was the person who actually leaked out the photos that were legit spoilers for Spider-Man No Way Home. Went as far as to watermarking them and everything. He even tried disputing why he thought these photos were illegitimate. Let me play you that clip.
But look closely at Tobey Maguire's dick.
Jokes aside though, I've said this before, I've been a fan of John Campea way before I even had my own YouTube channel. I think he's someone that sometimes has very smart and insightful opinions on Hollywood. And even though there are definitely times where I disagree with them, I'm not gonna lie, the man is pretty credible and has gotten a lot of stuff right. And the reason I'm bringing all this up is because most recently on his show, he mentioned that he heard from his sources, which we know are reliable, straight up spoiled Spider-Man No Way Home, even though that movie was spoiled way before those photos, that he is hearing rumblings that Sony's Madam Web movie isn't actually a Madam Web film. He says that's more of just a title or placeholder at the moment, but the film is something entirely different that is gonna surprise a lot of Spider-Man fans. And you know, seeing this stacked cast and how badly they failed with Morbius and how they desperately want to win the public back outside of Tom Holland's Spider-Man films, I would not be surprised if it's changed to something like Madam Web in the Spider-Verse, or an anthology series where each one of these girls is divided into like 4 or 5 parts and each one of them just gets a short story in their own universe. I don't know, I'm really curious, but them saying it's not really a Madam Web film, I'm like, if it's titled Spider-Gwen, oh, it'll make tons of money. Still, that's something I just wanted to bring to your attention from a source I do think is reliable. So you guys see this stack cast for Madam Web. 1, what do you think about it? And 2, do you think this movie is secretly something else? Moving on here, let's talk about San Diego Comic-Con. Honestly, for me, I think it's been a long time since I've been really hype around the San Diego Comic-Con time. And that's mainly because Marvel and DC have kind of just stepped away from the panel. And also with the pandemic the past couple of years, the biggest news to come out of San Diego Comic-Con was them announcing the return of Shark Boy and Lava Girl. No joke, that was like my most viewed video during San Diego Comic-Con reveals. But now with things getting a little more normal, we have DC and Marvel returning to San Diego Comic-Con, so let's talk about each. Starting off with the DC side of things, it is kind of confusing what they're wanting to do. They're going to have a lot of presence there when it comes to comics and their TV side, but here focusing on the movie side of things, they're kind of up in the air on what to show. Sources at the Hollywood Reporter say that they will be showing stuff relating to 2022 releases, things like Super Pets, Black Adam, and Shazam Fury of the Gods, but anything outside of 2022, they are gonna hold back on, and we know that's all because of the Flash movie. There is no way they can right now be promoting the Flash, have anyone on that panel come up and talk about the movie without someone asking, hey, what do you think about Ezra Miller right now? Funny enough, though, they had artist Jim Lee render up this drawing of the current DCU multiverse and all their properties, and it's missing some core characters and surprisingly has others included. Like, they have Ezra Miller's The Flash on here, but they don't have Gal Gadot Wonder Woman, they don't have Henry Cavill's Superman, they also don't even have Robert Pattinson's Batman. Instead, they threw in there Michael Keaton's Batman, which, hey, I'm happy he's getting some love. Still, at the end of it with DC, they'll just have a big Black Adam panel. They'll have Dwayne Johnson step onto the stage, he'll get a big reaction out of the crowd, and that's all really DC needs right now. But now moving on to the Marvel side of things, this is kind of interesting because earlier in the year we were hearing reports that Marvel was not going to attend San Diego Comic-Con, and we all kind of weren't surprised by this because usually Marvel is now announcing things at D23, the Disney event. But now it recently got confirmed that they will be at San Diego Comic-Con, and the last time they were there, they actually did reveal their timeline and the movie Blade. And now with Thor Love and Thunder coming out, I feel like they're going to be updating that timeline, or at least giving us a sneak peek to stuff that we already know is coming. Things like Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, the Marvels. But aside from revealing any footage or posters of that stuff, we're only going to get probably one major reveal, whether that's a new movie or maybe the casting announcement for the Fantastic Four. Heck, even just who the new director of the Fantastic Four movie will be, because we still have D23 coming out this year, and I think that's what we'll hear about the streaming side of things, along with maybe a whole new timeline. At least that's my current recurring guest. Still really exciting that we're going to have this for San Diego Comic-Con coming up in July. Are you guys excited? And what do you want to be revealed on the DC side of things and the Marvel side of things? All right, something else here as a Chucky fan I definitely had to talk about here. We finally have the official confirmation that Glen/Glenda will be returning to the Chucky franchise. We had here Don Mancini confirm to Pride.com that Glen/Glenda will be coming back, played by Lachlan Watson. And it looks like they will be playing the role of both Glen and Glenda, two different characters, because if you remember at the end of Seed of Chucky, both Glen and Glenda got their own human body. One set photo with Jennifer Tilly does have them in a wig, so it looks like maybe that's why they went ahead and got their hair that short, is so that they can transfer in and out wigs. But all that stuff aside, you guys know here, Seed of Chucky, my least favorite Chucky film, okay? I think it's one of the worst things to have happened to the franchise. But some of the few silver linings in that movie to me was the character of Glen and Glenda. I was always fascinated with the idea that Chucky had two kids, one that did not want to cause any harm to anybody, and then his daughter on the other hand was exactly like Chucky. She was filled with rage, anger, evil, and exactly like her father. And I always wanted to see where they ended up, where they've been, but man, this just raises so many questions, like how are they going to be part of it? Do they still have doll counterparts? Like throughout this show, are they entirely human, or do they like stepping into a doll body now and then? Also, will they be a friend or foe to Chucky? We can assume maybe the daughter will be on the side of Chucky and Tiffany, but will Glen be on the side of Andy and the other characters? It's really causing such an interesting dynamic. This also means it could be the first time Andy Barkley will meet the characters of Glen and Glenda. That's gotta be a little fun. Really, I think it just makes me more intrigued to see the new season that is set to come out this fall. You know I'll be doing breakdowns and talking about it. So I need to know your guys' theories. What do you think about Glen and Glenda appearing in the show? Do you like this casting choice? I'm actually okay with it. I know the actor from the series of Sabrina the Teenage Witch, the one that came out on Netflix. They were killing it there, so I'm sure they'll kill it here. But I more want to hear your guys' theories on how they're going to be implemented into the show. Still, that is all the movie news we currently have going on right now, guys. I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch me talk some movie news. Don't be forgetting to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, follow me on Twitter at 3C Films or on TikTok at 3C Films. But as always, I'm Chris. Take care.